found the button that made colors go. So we made some choices, and we were like, can we do more? And then we ran out of time. We were gonna do like a bunch of lights, but Alex, yeah. For this, do you want me to use that handheld microphone? Are you sure? Perfect. I figured if I sat here and just talked loud, dope.
It's really hard with the string thing when you're off to the side.
Yeah. How did the masterclass go? Yeah.
Two of them didn't show up. They both had family emergencies apparently. One of my students like, we have their numbers, we could text them. And I was like, oh yeah, do that. So they didn't show up. There were two other volunteers, thank goodness. So
That's fun.
What else?
It's all good.
Roll with it.
Sure.
I know.
And I have till 11:50.
Yeah. I'll give you like 5 minutes. More minutes?
Set my alarm for 11:45 a.m.
Okay. So you're good? Look at you.
No, give me more things, because I'm just set a bunch of alarms, and I will promptly ignore all of them.
Okay.
Set an alarm.
All right. Thank you very much for coming back to the next class. This one, I'll stand here for the microphones. I'm so excited. Powell Flutes was very supportive of me last year when I created Flute Day, and they got us these wonderful shirts. And then this year, I asked for more. I said, well, can we bring a guest artist? And they said, absolutely. Who do you want? And I said, I would love to have Hilary Abigana. She's amazing. She does really cool stuff. And so she was just going to come do a master class and a performance and be awesome with that. And then we realized it was St. Patrick's Day. And she said, well, do you want me to do an Irish flute class? And I said, yes, please. So thank you, Powell Flutes, for having Hilary. And thank you for... And thank you, Hilary, for coming to Southern California. And
my pleasure.
I'm going to turn it over to you because I know time is a ticket.
Yeah. So the reason why I asked you all to sit down and close with me is because we're going to treat this a little bit. I'm going to talk about what it is to play trad Irish music, what it is, difference between the flutes, and the difference of style of playing, and as well as the difference of how you would learn in the real world, because it's a different ball game. So this is my normal wheelhouse, is traditional classical flute. I have been playing Irish flute since I was a kid. It was the only music that I could play with my family because my dad played tuba, my mom played piano, my brother played violin, and those things don't work with flute very well. So we all found that we could play traditional early American music and traditional Irish music together. So we learned, my dad played guitar, learned how to play Irish, my brother plays fiddle, my mom plays a bunch of random stuff in our group. So put all that together, and I've been playing for a long time. I also co-founded the Irish Arts Academy of Indianapolis, and when I was living in Indianapolis, won a silver medal at the Midwest Cultus, which is like one of the big Irish competitions with the Indianapolis Ceilidh Band, which is a Ceilidh band is basically kind of like an Irish party band, and it was great because the after parties are a lot. They're amazing. They're a lot. So I want to talk about real quick, because I want, hopefully by the end of today, you will learn at least a chunk of an Irish tune. It's gonna take time. You will get frustrated. You will be fine. Okay? Everybody on board? Perfect. Real quick. There's a big difference, right? I play, Irish flutes can come with keys included. That being said, there is still a pretty big difference between these instruments. Obviously, lack of a lip plate, very different way of setting up your face. I still kind of play it like I'm a classical player. It's fine. The biggest difference that you will know as a classical player playing an Irish instrument, the biggest thing you're going to know is that you are not, if you're playing keyless like this, you are not fully chromatic, which is fine because most Irish tunes are in 5 keys. G major, D major, E minor, A minor, B minor. If anything's outside of that, usually the fiddle players are being jerks. And you can just be like, really? A major? Thanks. Biggest difference that you will notice on classical flute, if you're doing this, F natural, right? Irish, this is an F sharp. You do not have a comfortable C natural on an Irish flute. You play it like this. That is a C natural on Irish. These 2 holes down here, useless. Can't reach them. They're just for sound only. If you choose to buy an Irish flute, what you want, do not get an Irish flute in C. Yes, this is a C flute. Do not get yourself an Irish flute in C. That puts you in a different key than this. This is a D flute. Traditional keys, D flute, same as C flute. Does that make sense? Yeah. Basically, it means, what's the lowest note? C. Unless you have a B foot, ignore that part. C, right? Lowest note on this, D. You want your fingerings to be the same though, if you're coming from classical land into Irish land. You want this note, you want this one to sound like a D, right? That way your brain doesn't have to translate. We're not trumpet players, that's not how we roll, right? So you want this to be a C, you want this to be a G. You're gonna buy a D flute. So far so good? Great, we're all on the same page. If you're looking for some really quality flutes, there's amazing makers all over the world. Highly recommend checking them all out. I play on an instrument made by the incredible flutist and flute maker named Eamon Cotter. He does not make that many flutes. However, there's an incredible company in Nova Scotia called Windward Flutes that make exceptional Irish instruments. Yola and Forbes Christie are the folks who own Windward. Forbes used to work at Powell. He actually strung my Powell, as I learned a few years ago. And that's pretty cool. But Windward Flutes is amazing. Highly recommend them. You could also play Irish. What I would love to do real quick before we actually get into playing a little bit together, and I'll get into I want to play a little bit for you, if that's okay, before we move, because I will teach you on a classical flute. That way we're all on the same page. I'd love to play for you just a set of tunes. So if you haven't heard a lot of traditional Irish music before, you can get that into your mind. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play an air and then 2 jigs. I'm not going to repeat them because ain't nobody got time for that. What I'd love for you to look for is how in the air, it means it's a slow tune, air, slow tune. I would love for you to watch for how I do vibrato. It's different. You know what's up, you know what's coming. Great, you're on the same page, love that. I can see you. I would love for you to look for what I do with ornamentation. As classical players, we're very much used to Baroque ornamentation, which is a very specific style of ornamentation. Irish is different. I would also love for you to notice how much articulation I use. Spoiler alert. Okay? Just start getting your ears open for the differences. Okay? Right, so this is a set of tunes that I absolutely adore that not many people know, but I love sharing them because they're just so cute and they've got dumb names, and that's just the way Irish tunes work, and I love it. So I found these tunes, they work together, and I find that they're just a story, and I love it. So the air is called Pretty Maid Milking Her Cow. The first, right, it's cute, it's so cute. And then the first jig is called The Cow That Ate the Blanket. Wait for it. And the second jig is called Arm in the Cow. I know, it's a story. And they're just cute. So when I play Irish music, I always play sitting down. I usually play with really trashy posture. Why? Because that's how I learned, and that's how my body wants to do it. So for the teachers in the audience who are like, that's bad posture. Yup, Get a load of my hand position too. Awful. Awful. I use traditional grip on my right hand, which means flat fingers using this part of the hand. Why? Because that's how pipers do it. And also, my fingers are horrifically small. And I can't cover the holes otherwise. I can't reach. I'm just going to stop talking, and I'm just going to play some tunes for you. I hope you enjoy. So you probably noticed a couple of big things right off the bat. My vibrato does not come from my body. It comes from the fingers. If you want to do a vibrato on a G, can't do it on that finger because otherwise you're getting a trill, right? So that one. If you want vibrato on an A, first finger. Basically, you leave a hole open and you do the next hole. This comes from pipe playing, bagpipe playing. Has everyone at least seen a picture of a bagpipe before? Yes? Lovely. So you blow into a bag, and then you press the bag, they press the air into the bag into your drones. That's Scottish pipes, the drones come up here. Irish pipes look like you're doing terrible things to an octopus on your lap. Irish pipes, you don't blow into them. You have a bag on one side that you're kind of like just like constantly doing this, and then you fill up one bag over here and that presses the air through drones, and then you have a chanter. Now that means because you don't have a thing actually to articulate or create vibrato, you have to do it with your fingers. So a lot of Irish playing is because of the bagpipe. So things like vibrato come from the fingers. That's also the reason why if you ever need to repeat a note, we don't articulate it in Irish music, you ornament it. And there are certain rules and things with ornaments. That's a lot to go through in one day. Get a book. So, there's great ones out there. Highly recommend it. There's a fabulous book by Gray Larson that goes into the nitty-gritty of how to do those ornaments. The biggest difference between Irish ornaments and Baroque ornaments is that they need to be short. They need to be blips. They need to be just a little skip on the record. You don't know what records are. just like, as if you just like tripped over a pebble in the road. So the different names of them are pretty clear for the most part. The biggest one you'll use a lot is a tap. You're tapping your finger. So this is not about, you don't even need to cover the hole. Okay? The other one is a cut. You're gonna do this a lot on pretty much any B because it's hard to tap on an A. So you're gonna cut most of your B's. Comes from above. You also have your rolls. It's a cut and a tap. So it's a little, and you can watch my finger when I do a roll on a G. Watch this. It's a twitch. We are not, it's not a gruppetto. Do not make it fancy. This is Irish music. There is nothing fancy about this. Bring it down to the fun people level. Yeah. Those are things that will help. As soon as you kind of get a handle on your ornamentation, you'll stop sounding like a classical player in an Irish player's world. So how do you learn Irish music? You go to what are called sessions. S-E-S-S-I-O-N in English, S-E-I-S-O-N in Irish. Yeah, Irish is a dumb language. Makes no sense. You go to sessions. Sessions are frequently held in bars or in the back room of a bar. And the reason why I'm sitting like this is because I learned all my tunes sitting at a table in a bar. A beer in front of me. Because, yeah. And sometimes I don't know how to play the tunes unless I have a beer with me. Yeah, that said, I learned very sober, though. Okay. Going to sessions. There are a couple of, I'm going to, real quick before we get to the fun part, there are a couple of basic rules in a session. The biggest thing is you listen. If someone starts a tune, basically how it happens is people sit in a circle. That's why I want to do as close as possible. Usually you're sitting in a circle, in a clump, but you're sitting together in a tight group. And somebody will start a tune. Someone will just start a tune, you listen. Do you know the tune? Great, join in. Usually they'll play the tune 3 times. Sometimes they'll be like, changing tunes. Stick a foot out, changing tunes. Everybody goes, okay. And they switch to the next tune, and you listen. You stop playing, you listen. Do you know that tune? Great, join in, but you listen. Do you not know the tune? Well, that's what we're going to be doing today, because you don't know the tune I'm going to teach you probably. But you listen. It's all about listening. A couple of other basic rules. In most sessions, prefer not to have more than one bowrun, which is the Irish hand drum. More than one at a time is a lot. So they're like, just one. And same with whistles, because whistles are aggressive. So that's a usual basic rule. Otherwise, it's just listening. Listening, try not to steal someone else's set. If this person over here started a set, you let them play until they decide they are done. You don't just try to be like, I'm gonna play a tune after this one. This is not like the quarter on the pinball machine. You don't get next. No, you just do. And then you stop, everyone chats, drinks, and then someone else starts a tune. And then someone else starts a tune. And there are some sessions where it's a song session, and someone starts a song, and everyone just joins in. And then someone else will start a song, and everyone will join in. And there are some instrumental sessions where they're like, why are you singing? You have to figure it out. You have to figure out. You go to the session. First time you go to a session, just listen. Don't bring your instrument. Just listen. Enjoy. See if you know the tunes. See if they're cool if you record them and go home, learn them. Yeah? Sessions are a great place. The vast majority of sessions are full of people who just really want you to join, especially folks your age. They really want you to join the weird Irish trad music party, and it is so much fun. Just the people are so great. Cool. And playing a classical flute is not bad at a session. If someone tells you that, remind them of the fact that Joni Madden exists. Joni Madden is an incredible Irish trad player, and she plays on a classical flute. She's one of the living greats of the genre. And she plays on a classical flute, so everyone can just shut up. Okay, so I would love to, depending on how much time we have, I am prepared to teach you both a reel and a jig. I'm pretty sure we're just going to do the reel, and that is okay. You'll learn by ear. That's why you have no music. There's no screen. You will be learning by ear. We're going to do this like a slow session. For your first sessions, look for a slow session. Those are the ones where they play the tune slowly, dozens upon dozens of times, over and over and over again. So one of the best things about playing flute is we can do the thing where like, right, and we can play it quietly, right? And then it doesn't bother the fiddle player or the box player or the guitar player, you know, so we can figure things out quietly. Can't do that on pipes. Pipe players are annoying in sessions. Anyways, so the biggest thing when you're first learning a tune, you figure out the key. Does anybody remember what keys I said they're almost always in? What's one of them? G. Great. What's another one? D. What's another one? A minor. What's another one? E minor. What's another one? Great. That's pretty much it. You don't get flat keys. If somebody plays a thing in a flat key, they're a fiddle player and they're rude. Yeah, those are going to be pretty much your only keys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the tune. I'm going to play it in time, just to get in your ear a little bit. Without playing notes, if you need to like do the thing, the residual tone thing, I'm going to play just a little bit of it. I want you to figure out the key. Just figure out the key. So okay, what are those 5 keys? Great. Which one sounds like it makes the most sense in this key? Make sense? Yeah. So you're just going to figure out the key. Ready? Great. What key am I in? G. Great. How often did you hear me play that note G? A lot. There's a reason why I'm teaching this tune. Great. What I want you to do, I'm going to play it again. This is the A section. A lot of Irish tunes are in A-B form. You do A, you repeat it. You do the B, you repeat it. And then you do it again. A, B, B, A, B, B. Maybe you go on to the next tune. We will not be doing that today. Just one. So, A, I'm going to play it again in your own little space. Try to pick out all the G's. Pick out the G's. Make sense? What is happening there? Hey, y'all know you're playing my videos, right? Nope. This is a spoiler. No one's in the, Allison, spoiler. Bro. Mm-hmm. Cool. They're all like, what? I'm like, what's happening? Dang it. That's right, you don't know what's happening. No one saw anything. I'm gonna play the A again. In your own space quietly, just figure out how many G's there are. And try to pick them out with your ear, pick them out on the flute. Ready? Did you hear it? Cool. This time, just so you get a sense of see how successful you are, try to play them. Catch the G's, catch the G's. Ready? Here we go. And. Cool, we got it, right? There's a lot of G's in there, right? We got bum da 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 G da 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 G, right? Cool. Figure out what those other big notes are. Make sense? What I'm saying? So G da 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 da. What's that? Da 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 da. G da 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 da. What's that? Da 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 da. G da 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 da. What's that? What's that? Da 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 da. That's that. Da 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 da. G. See if you can pick them out. Ready? Some of you are getting it. With Irish tunes, there's a lot of repetition. So without picking things out, listen to how within this A section, there's already a repeat. Repeat. Something slightly different. Repeats. Something very different. Back home. See how it's all repeat, something slightly different. Repeat, different, back to the same thing. Cool. Does anybody know anything about that first little bit? Dum dee dee da 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 dum. What was it? I heard it. It's arpeggio. Yes. Yeah. G major arpeggio. Yep. So, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to play the A over and over again, 5, 10 times. You're going to start picking it out. When you feel comfortable, you kind of get it, go ahead and play with me. This is what a slow session is. Repetition. And you learn it by ear. You figure it out. So slow sessions are hard and tedious. You got it, though. I'm going to go very slow so you can pick it out. 1, 2. Getting there? Getting there? Not further along than you maybe expected? Maybe? So let's pick out our grounding points again. First note, what's the first note? G. Great, all on board. So what's our next grounding note? That one. Was it? B, yeah. Just finishing up that little arpeggio, right? And then what happens? Back and down to G. Right? Mm-hmm. And then we repeat that nonsense. Right? What's our next grounding note then? I'll play from the beginning. We got our first grounding note is G. Next grounding note is B. We go back to the G. We're looking for the next one. Hey, guess what? Irish music. Irish music usually has the stupidest, easy harmonic structure. Do we know our theory a little bit? Yeah, we know what I mean by a one chord? Great. So a one chord in G major is what? Perfect. G major. We knew that. Love it. What's a 5 chord in G major? D. So usually the second part of your A section, it's going to move to a 5 chord. I set timers for myself so I can stay on time. It's going to go to a 5 chord. So if we're in G major and we're thinking of our 5 chord, what's in our 5 chord again? D. D major. What's in a D major triad? D, F sharp, A. Check one of those notes, right? Figure it out. What is it? Don't look at my fingers. That's cheating. What is it? A. So we got our next grounding note. And then we kind of do the same path back to A. Very similar to what we just did at like 2 measures earlier. Yeah? And then what happens next in the tune? Basically back to the beginning, we repeat that nonsense, right? But then it goes a little different. Right? And this is usually in Irish tunes where we go into a 4 chord because it goes 1, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1. Okay, so we're kind of heading towards a 4, which means we go. We need our next grounding note. What's our E? Yeah, you looked at my fingers, you cheater. Yeah, E is our next grounding note. So we kind of travel up the scale to the E. And what's probably throwing you off right there is because in the tune, you would go. It's just a held note, which is boring for Irish players, so I do a roll. So I'm doing a twitch with that finger, and a tap with that finger. You'll notice I have my pinky up. When I'm playing Irish music, this is useless. Let's try it on an E. E is one of my favorite notes to do a roll on. Let's try. We're just gonna hold an E, and I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna all just cut. So you're gonna cut with your G finger, and you're just gonna twitch it real fast. So we're gonna hold an E. Everybody hold an E, and you're gonna cut with that G finger. Yeah. And then you're gonna tap with your ring finger. So you're gonna go hold your E, cut, tap, cut, tap, cut, tap, tap. Cool. Awesome. Do you feel what I mean? Like if you do it like classical style, then you're like, and it's beautiful. You're too pretty for Irish music. Do not make it a thing. We don't get to take our fingers off of the flute for the rolls. Something to work on your own time. Okay. That's our next grounding note, right? Now we need to move back and up and over. And then we're going to travel up the scale. Can we just try that bit? Starts on a B. Do you hear the rhythm that I gave you? It's a G major scale. No, we're going to do it together. We're going to do it together as a group, as a team. Starting on a B. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That's your rhythm. Starting on a B, G major scale. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ready? And. That worked better than I expected it to. Well done. Again. Ready? And. Perfect, perfect. That's it. Da-da-da-da-da. And then we're going to come back down. Now, it's not a full scale. Listen to that for a second. Just that in my tongue. Cool. Let's try from the scale. Listen to how the shape of the line. That's the biggest thing is you listen for the shape of the line. You go up when the line goes up, you go down and maybe it's a little like that. You follow the shape. If the notes aren't right, you'll figure them out, but at least go for the shape. Know when it goes up, know when it goes down. Let's start from the yada-da-da-dum. Ready? And. Pretty good. Let's take it a little slower. That was mean of me. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And go. That was pretty good. Good. We're going to go back to the A. See if we can put it all together. We got our grounding notes. Get as much as you can. If you feel frustrated, stop. Listen. Listen for my sound. I know the tune the best. You're going to listen for me. If you're getting frustrated with yourself, don't get frustrated. This is your first day. It's fine. It's not worth being frustrated about Irish music. Yeah? So just stop, listen in, tune back in, and then come back, okay? So I'm going to play this one like A section 5-6 times, and then we'll go on to B. Sound good? Great. One. Da 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 dum ba da 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 dum da 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 da. Ready? Go. But that was far, far closer. Yeah? Anybody feeling like they're made a little progress? Made a little progress? Cool, cool, cool. Excellent. Spoiler alert, you're not going to learn a tune in one day. That's not how this works. Especially if you've never really learned how to play by ear. So if you're feeling frustrated, if you're like, this is the worst, just be easy on yourselves. Be easy on yourself. Because this is supposed to be fun. This ain't Patty's Day. We're supposed to have fun, right? Okay, B section. It's going to start with an octave. Starting on probably what note? Magic. You already know how the B section goes. So I'm going to play it in time once so you get a sense of it. Then we'll slow it down. Oh, hold on. Play it sometimes to remind myself because I usually play it on that and I have to remember that this is F sharp on this. I'm doing fine. Okay, so we figured out starts on an octave. Did anybody else notice anything else about that B section that seemed maybe a little familiar? Yes. What was that? Say it again. At the end, it's the same ending as the A section, right? We have the magic. You already know like half of the B section. Right? Yeah. That whole part where I got real loud, same thing, right? Do you also hear how it's like, here's an idea, something different. Here's that same idea again, end of the gay. Right? Those are the things to clue into. So, I'm going to play the B section a bunch of times, way, way slow again. Find those anchor notes where you're like, that's a B, G, G, right? Again, 1, 5, 1, 4-1-5-1, usually-ish, kind of. B section, try to keep yourself from going like loudly, only because it makes it harder for other people to hear. Try to do it as loudly as you can just for yourself, but it's magic, right? Cool. Nice and slow, find your anchor notes. If you're feeling good about the ending, starting on that E roll that we played, join me. All together, find those anchor notes. Ready? And... Trying to get all the notes, you're making your life way too hard. Don't make your life hard. This is supposed to be Irish music. Find your downbeats. Find the note at the beginning of each measure. If you can do that, you're amazing, and you're totally killing it, and I love you. So, go for those downbeats. Let's try it again. Just figure out the notes on the downbeats. Don't worry so much about the other nonsense. Unless you know it, and then dope. Okay. Ready? And... Feeling? Yeah? Getting better? Getting better? How many of you are ready to throw your flute across the room? No? All right. Thank you for your honesty. It's hard. It's hard. You're probably doing better than you think you are. Go easy on yourself. Cool? Cool. How many of you are like, all right, slow sessions. Where can I find a slow session? Google. I don't know where your slow session is here, usually in the back of an Irish bar, honestly. Don't go if you're underage. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, what we're going to do now. Yeah, what we're going to do now is I am going to start at the A section. I will play it twice, go to the B section, play it twice. That's usually how tunes work. They usually A, B, B, and repeat ad nauseum. Slow section, you're going to do it over and over and over again. I will not torture you that much, but I'm going to do that, get what you can, but it's mostly just so you get a chance to go, okay, this is the A section, oh, this is the B section, going back and forth. Make sense? Cool. So we're going to try it again. And it probably feels like there must be more to learning Irish music. There's great resources out there. As I mentioned, Gray Larson's book is phenomenal. There's also a phenomenal website called thesession.org. It's not in Irish, it's just all English. Thesession.org. You can look up any tune on that thing and it'll give you some form of sheet music. As an auditory medium, Irish music has been passed down for generations and generations by ear only. So what is written down is going to be different. The version of this reel is going to be different from, it's going to be, whoever plays it here in LA will probably play it different from how I learned it from some friends in Indiana, who play it different, definitely different from the people in Boston. It just depends on your session. So this reel is called Ms. McLeod's reel. It is a common reel. Everybody knows it, which is why I'm teaching it to you. Everyone with it, not like classical players, I'm talking Irish players, everybody knows Ms. McLeod's. So it's one of those where if you're like, I'm learning this, they will know it, they will play it with you. If they don't, they're rude. Okay. I'm gonna start at the top. Like I said, A, B, B, back and forth until it looks like you're gonna explode, or if I need to drink water. Cool? I should ask, are we having fun, or are we just hating this so hard right now? Okay. It's hard to tell. It's hard because this is a new thing. As classical players, we come from a written music, right? We don't learn by ear. This is a very different skill that most of us never train, right? So it's hard. And please believe me, and I'm not just saying this to be nice to you, you're doing way better than I did the first time I went to a session. I was terrible. And I'm like, yes. Nope. Yes. That was my first day. So the fact that you guys are going, I applaud you. And I'm not even being sarcastic. I know it looks like I'm being sarcastic, that's just my face. So, I know what I look like. Great. Like I said, we're gonna do the top, and then we're gonna go until I run out of time, which is 3 minutes. So it's only gonna be for 3 minutes. You can suffer 3 minutes. Here we go. And For those of you who felt that wasn't good, you really need to lower your standards. Really, really, really come down to the fun level that is Irish music, because we do not have high standards. That was really good, and I mean that for everybody. That was really excellent, because I'm watching everyone's fingers, and I saw everybody hitting the G's when G's were happening. I saw everybody hitting those A's, and that is magic. So thank you so much for your time and energy. Thank you for trying this with me, and I know it's a very, very new skill, and please, please, please continue to play Irish music. It's a really wonderful and dying art, and it's wonderful, and I'm really pleased to share it with you on today. Oh, one very last thing. Today is St. Patrick's Day. This is an important thing for me that I need to tell everybody. When you shorten Patrick, it does not Patty, P-A-T-T-Y. That is short for Patricia. P-A-D-D-Y. If you talk about St. Patty's Day, the correct word is P-A-D-D-Y, which is, it's Padraig. Padraig is the Irish name for Patrick. So Paddy with 2 D's is correct. It is not offensive, because that was his name. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest. It's important to Patty. Well done.
If you want to go back and practice all of that again, the entire class was live streamed and is available on YouTube now. So after lunch you can, or later. Don't worry, no, it's behind. You're not in it. No put on your face. Also, now is the flute choir reading session at 12 o'clock in like 10 minutes over in the choir room. If you'd like to go read some tunes just for fun and play some more, you're getting lots of playing today. Or you can stay here and watch the California Conservatory competition with reading programs.
Someone over there has it. Yeah.